Namaskar. Welcome to Beyond Headlines in English. Like I said, you guys wanted us to speak in English. We used to do it in Hindi and English, but you said no, I have to do it in English. So we are doing it in English. So here we are. I have my co-host, my guest, Mr. Anand Vardhan, and today I would like to start with a very interesting question to Mr. Vardhan. I'll tell you what the question is. Mr. Anand Vardhan, 3 weeks back, had told two things. And both the things, incidentally, has actually fructified on ground. Number one, he had said that, you see, a MLA should be made the chief minister. Not a person who is an MP and who gets a backdoor entry through by becoming an MLC, or, this is not how it should happen. If you want to be the chief minister of the state, you have to be an MLA and then be the chief minister of the state. That's the first thing he said. And I also remember we praised Yogi Adityanath, saying that at least he is standing for the election. He's standing in Gorakhpur, he's standing for an election, and he's trying to be the chief minister. Whereas Akhilesh at that point in time was not standing for the election. Mayawati was not standing for the election. Priyanka Gandhi was not standing for the election. Now, lo behold, as if they heard you, Mr. Singh, as if they heard you, now Akhilesh has taken his decision to stand for the election. Priyanka has said that, listen, I am the chief ministerial face and there is a chances that she may stand for the election. And Mayawati also, there is a chance that she may stand for the election, though nothing is confirmed. Okay. That's number one. Number two, Mr. Singh, you had said that Priyanka Gandhi possibly announcing herself as a chief ministerial candidate may make a lot of difference to Congress in Uttar Pradesh. Two things you have said. And two things seems to be coming right. Sir, the ball is in your court. What do you say to that?
To start with, namaskar to all my listeners. To start with, the very basic thing, the chief minister is also called the leader of the legislature party. He's always the leader of the legislature party. There is a meeting which is there, and then the people elect their leader of that legislature party. Technically speaking, a Vidhan Sabha or a Lok Sabha elections are done, so they are done to form the government. So it is expected that people from this house will be part of as chief minister or something like that. Now, to give the experience and to all any other specialization thing, you have MLCs, you have legislative council, you get people from there, you get few people also from the MLCs and things like that. Now, the second part is as far as Priyanka Gandhi or Yogi Adityanath ji or Akhilesh Yadav ji or anyone fighting elections, I'm always of the opinion that anyone who's becoming chief minister must come directly from Vidhan Sabha. Yogi Adityanath ji, because of certain decisions which was taken by the BJP as a party at the national level, no one will know whether it was the idea was to keep the parliamentary things, conventions and morality in place, or to make Mr. Yogi Adityanath ji to restrict him to one area. Because it was said that initially Yogi Adityanath ji wanted to fight from Ayodhya, because Ayodhya is more of in center of Uttar Pradesh as compared to Gorakhpur. Now, coming to this Priyanka Gandhi part of it, yesterday while releasing the manifesto, she said, when some reporter asked him, who is going to be the face of chief minister, she said, who is the face? And by that answer, it was very obvious that she has confirmed by that that she is going to be the face. Now, whether she is going to fight the elections or not is still not very clear, though she has given hint that she might fight elections. As far as Yogi Adityanath ji and Akhilesh Yadav is concerned, they have already confirmed that they are fighting elections. I will just sum up in one line. Priyanka Gandhi should have some decent presence in UP for the 2024 elections. Then, in my opinion, she must fight elections. She must. Whether she loses, she wins is a separate thing, but she has to fight election from UP Vidhan Sabha if she wants to have a presence in 2024. I'm again and again repeating 2024.
You know, a lot of psephologists, a lot of experts say that a tie-up of Samajwadi Party and Congress would have done Samajwadi Party good. Chances are that it would have bridged that gap. For instance, what we are talking about is Samajwadi in 2017 got 21.82% vote share, roughly around 22% vote share. What a lot of people are saying is that whatever with whatever growth that they are getting, whatever catapult that's happening around Samajwadi Party at the moment, that 81, that 22%, that is 21.82% vote has swollen to possibly 32% vote. Somewhere down the line, the Bharatiya Janata Party is still somewhere at 40% vote. So that 8% gap, could have been fulfilled, could have been filled by Congress Party. So what is your opinion? Should there have been a Congress Party and Samajwadi Party tie-up, a pre-poll tie-up, for instance? Would that help Samajwadi Party?
There are two part of this question, because one part is the 22% Samajwadi Party vote share and 40% BJP vote share. To be exact, it is around 39 point some percent. So for the purpose of convenience, we can say 22% and 40%. One must understand that Samajwadi Party vote share of 22% came, they contested only 311 seats in 2017 elections. Whereas the BJP contested 390. It was 11 plus 8, 19, less 19. It was 384. They fought 384 seats. So there they contested 384 seats, out of which they have about 40% vote share. They got 311 seats. Their vote share is 22%. So now if you extend this logic, had it been that Samajwadi Party was fighting at about 403 seats, the vote percentage correspondingly should have gone to about 30%. Going by that, because 311 seats is roughly 76% of the total seats.
Correct.
If you make it, if it is 76%, they have got 22%. About add 7.5% more, it comes to around 29-30%. So my point is their takeoff is not 22, their takeoff is 30%, which because of some reasons, which is again a debate. People interested media wants to show it that they have started from 22. No, they have started from 30. Congress is defending 40. So this is one part of it. The second part of it, you said whether there should have been a tie-up between Congress and SAPA.
You mean BJP is defending 40? You mean BJP is defending 40?
BJP is defending 40.
Yes.
Now, the second part of the question was that what was it beneficial for SAPA or Congress if they have fought together? Yes and no. Now, in the short-term thing, SAPA is fighting this election to make Akhilesh Yadav as Chief Minister in 2022. This next after 2 months. Whereas Congress is fighting this election so that they have a decent presence in 2024 elections. They are not fighting this election to form government in 2022. They have a long-term agenda. So the objective of Congress and the objective of Samajwadi Party are absolutely different. They are fighting for this Vidhan Sabha, they will be fighting for Lok Sabha. Now, having said that, I still feel that if Congress wants to play a bigger game, a game where they are leading the UPA, then Congress should have gone to Samajwadi Party with the offer that, yes, we are ready to go with you for whatever number of seats you give it to us for the Vidhan Sabha. But when it comes to Lok Sabha, my terms will be this. I mean, maybe out of 80 seats, you want, I need 60, I need 50, I need 40, whatever it is there, to their, whatever where they want. But the offer should have come from the Congress side, because Congress has a lot of other things at stake. Congress has the entire country at stake. Congress has not only one state, Congress has all 32, 36 states at stake. Whereas Samajwadi Party has a limited stake of UP. So, in my opinion, the offer should have come from Congress. And yes, if they have fought together with a decent, what Congress did last time in the last election, Congress fought for more than 100 seats in 2017.
Yes.
Congress was not never had the strength of fighting at more than 100 seats. Same what happened in Bihar, if you remember. Congress fought for about 76 or some odd seats. Their strike rate was very poor. So Congress must realize that people see Congress as an alternative at center. When it comes to state politics in UP, they still feel that Sapa or Basapa, Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav will have more strong presence in UP as compared to Congress in Vidhan Sabha elections.
Very well said. I completely agree to you. What you're technically saying is, what in 90s and early 2000 till 2014 actually, what the way BJP and Shiv Sena operated in Maharashtra, where BJP was focusing more on Lok Sabha and Shiv Sena was focusing more on assembly. Shiv Sena was given the lion's share in assembly and BJP had the lion's share in Lok Sabha. That's the way they played it. Yeah, and that's what you are saying. Congress and Sapa should have played other than, demanding. Tell me, Singh Saab, another question then is, see, you've seen Miss Mamata Banerjee going to Uttar Pradesh, giving absolute full support to Akhilesh Yadav. We have also seen Jaya Bachchan going to West Bengal, giving absolute support to Trinamool Congress when they were fighting elections in West Bengal. So, same thing is happening with the Trinamool Congress. Trinamool Congress is somehow trying to play the big brother or the big sister, if you want to call it, of going to each of these states, giving absolute support. Is Trinamool Congress in some way trying to replace Congress?
Yes, there is absolutely no doubt about it that Trinamool Congress wants to play the role of a big brother or a big sister, whatever it is, of the opposition politics. Absolutely no doubt about it. And PK has been hired for that. PK is working on that. Whether it is successful or not successful is a separate thing. Now, having said that, whosoever wants to play the big brother, whosoever wants to play the role of a big sister, it is always that big brother who has to give more to someone who they want that they should be with them. Even in this case, Akhilesh Yadav somehow has accommodated Om Prakash Rajbhar. I still, it is not open that how many seats they are giving, but those seats must be much more than what BJP was offering. That is why Om Prakash Rajbhar has come on this side. Same way, Akhilesh has given, RLD had only one MLA. In the outgoing Vidhan Sabha, RLD had only one MLA. Akhilesh has given him 34 or 36. Because it is the Akhilesh who wants to be the big brother, who has more at stake, who wants to be the chief minister of UP. So he has to give more. Now, I am coming to the Mamata Banerjee part. Mamata Banerjee has said, I am giving, all my support to Akhilesh Yadav, full support. In return, I don't want. What you have given to Akhilesh Yadav when just now the Vidhan Sabha elections of West Bengal happened? Had it been you wanted to play a big sister role, why you have not offered even one seat to Akhilesh Yadav as a token of thing that yes, I want to be the next leading player of UPA or whatever you call that, whatever is that Gathbandhan. Yeah, I want to play that. I will be the captain. So the captain gives you that you please come fight as a token that we are together. One seat. You have not given even a one seat to Akhilesh Yadav. You have not given even one seat to Tejasvi Yadav, who went all the way to Kolkata, did a press conference, said that I am with Mamata Banerjee. You have not accommodated Tejasvi Yadav. Now, today when you say that I will come and give all my support to Akhilesh Yadav, it has no meaning. You have no choice. You cannot say that I will go and I will come and give my support to BJP. You cannot say you are not Congress and you are on a very diverse trajectory altogether. So you have only choice that you go and say that Akhilesh Yadav, that I am there and I will support you. But mind it, Mamata Banerjee, whatever is her plans, UP is a big state. UP is a big state. So Akhilesh Yadav's tomorrow, if he is able to play his card well, I mean, he would not like to be led by someone else. I mean, Akhilesh Yadav would always like to be leading the opposition thing, or at least if not leading, then part of that cooperative or that three, four, five people, a group of people who will be leading the opposition thing. He would always like to be part of that.
Uttar Pradesh is a big state. I completely agree to you, Singh Saab. But then I go back to Congress. You see, it is so important. The state is so important, and this election is so important for Congress. Like you rightly said, I agree, Congress is looking at national election more possibly than assembly elections of Uttar Pradesh. But that being said, you see, Akhilesh is very much in Uttar Pradesh and fighting it there. Yogi is very much in Uttar Pradesh. He's the CM fighting it there. Mayawati very much in Uttar Pradesh fighting it there. Priyanka Gandhi is fighting Uttar Pradesh from Delhi. Why doesn't the Congress understand that presence, being amongst people, is important? I mean, the strategy that was applied, the Ladki Hoon Lad Sakti Hoon, was a fabulous strategy. I thought it was a brilliant strategy. But somewhere down the line, it fizzled down. It is looking as if it's fizzling out for the simple reason that Priyanka Gandhi is not on ground. How do you see this, Singh Saab?
First of all, I just want to correct it. Yogi ji is not only fighting for UP. Yogi ji is fighting something more than UP, because he is also fighting that who after Modi. So he is fighting, on one hand he's fighting UP, on the other hand he's also fighting more than UP. As far as Congress is concerned, somehow Congress is some party where every one of us knows what the disease is. Every one of us knows what the disease is. Only the patient, who also happens to be the doctor, is not ready to listen to anyone, that my disease is this, and everyone also knows what will be the prescription. They are not ready. They are without a leader. It is more than 2 years. Lok Sabha election is just two years away. They are still without a leader, and they remains like that. So disease everyone knows, barring Congress leadership. So I still feel as you rightly said, Priyanka Gandhi, when she camped in Lucknow and UP, and the way, and I must say, she generated a lot of things. She generated a lot of goodwill, and she was not afraid of going to someone's place. So I mean, she generated that. But you cannot fight UP from Delhi. Yesterday, when the second manifesto, that Bharti mission or whatever it is, why they released it from Delhi? Why? It should have been from Lucknow. Why I'm telling you this is, that is the concern which I feel, that is the problem which Amit Shah and Modi faces, because they are not from UP. They may win elections, they may be big leaders, they may manipulate things, they may manage things, but for understanding UP, Amit Shah has to call Sanjay Nishad, who still is not a national leader, sit with him, pat on his back, offer him a cup of tea, not once, every month. I mean, it has become a weekly affair now. So because you are fighting it from Delhi, so someone who has to be in UP, want to lead UP, has to be in UP.
So final question on UP, Singh Saab. Think the weight is tilting towards SP now?
I will say that SP is gaining every day. It can be a matter of debate that whether they are gaining 1 centimeter, 1 kilometer, 10 meters. That can be a matter of, but they are gaining. You ask anyone, everyone says that yes, Akhilesh every day is gaining. Whereas BJP, either they are declining or they are static. They are not gaining in last 10, 15, 20 days. Once the election has been announced and Swami Prasad Maurya crossed the over to SP, BJP remains where it was or it has come down.
So BJP remains stagnant and SP seems to be gaining. So obviously
Yes.
the weight is tilted towards towards SP. Let's go to Punjab and spend 5 minutes for Punjab. What is going on between Sidhu and Channi? I mean, look, they had a fairly decent thing going on. Thanks to Prime Minister Modi, Channi all of a sudden had become a very popular figure in India, and they seem to be spoiling their own broth. I don't get this, Singh sir.
I mean, I will always say that God was very kind to Congress in Punjab. Whatever is the, I mean, the number of opportunities which Congress is getting again and again and again, and spoiling it. Look, in the starting, Captain Amrinder Singh was having a lot of anti-incumbency weight with him. That he was running the state from his farmhouse. He was not coming to office. He has his own way of running the government. He was not accessible. Things like that. And we must remember that he was not removed by the High Command. I mean, generally people feel that people sitting there in Delhi, Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, they remove. It is not there. It was the legislature party which wanted a legislature party meeting, and he was removed by the legislature party. Even if Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi wanted that Amrinder Singh should stay, it was not there because the majority of the MLAs wanted a change of leadership. So they got an opportunity that all the anti-incumbency which was there with the Congress government led by Captain Amrinder Singh went with Amrinder Singh. And over and above, when Amrinder Singh decided to join hands with BJP, it, I mean, then no baggage was left for Congress. Congress, by sheer luck, it was a master stroke. It just came. It was sheer luck that Channi became the chief minister. And it was a Dalit face for the first time in Punjab, became a chief minister of Punjab. Number two, you are opposing BJP. BJP has about 15, 16, 17, whatever number of chief ministers they have. None is Dalit. None comes from the scheduled class people. No, you tell yourself that you are a champion of scheduled caste, but you don't give any one of the leadership of any of the state to any one of them. So Congress scored a point, and Channi, from the very day one, I will say, from the very press conference he did in Punjabi, he gave an impression that he is there, he is decisive, he is sensitive, he listens to his people, and even in the recent thing which happened with the Prime Minister, I'm not going whether that, because that inquiry is already going on. I'm talking of the way he conducted himself. He said मैं अपने आदमियों को मारूंगा नहीं, मैं अपने आदमियों पे गोली और लाठी नहीं चलाऊंगा. No, he was gaining grounds, but somehow, whatever is the reason, I mean, it is the Congress party works like that. Sidhu is not able to see what is written on the wall, because Sidhu will be a big leader only if Congress is in power. If Congress is not in power, Sidhu will also not will be reduced to a very small time leader. So, in my opinion, it is infighting of Congress or immaturish act of Sidhu which might cost them Punjab.
I completely agree to you. It is, we have seen people losing, winning a match which they were losing. Here you will see people losing a match which they were actually winning. Anyway, coming back
India, which I must remind, people say that India was in the habit and was specializing to to snatch a defeat from the jaws of victory. It was a
victory.
very it was many times it was said that India specializes in snatching the defeat from the jaws of victory. Same some sort of same thing is happening in Punjab.
Punjab, I think, yeah. I mean, this is so. I guess Congress is no different. Tell me, Singh Sahab, another question I wanted to ask you. After Bhagwat Singh Mann being projected as the CM candidate for AAP, how has things changed for AAP? There was a lot of controversies about Bhagwant Singh Mann, about his alcoholism, and about some MP saying that I don't want to sit next to him because he reeks of alcohol and all of that. How has that affected AAP and their prospects in Punjab?
I will again go back to two things. One is, as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, it is good that there is a decisive decision that Bhagwant Singh Mann is my face for chief ministership. No, there is no bickering. There are not 10 aspirants that I will become, I will become, I will become. There is not. There is a unity of command. So they have put their bet on Bhagwant Mann. Now, Bhagwant Mann, we must remember whether he is an alcoholic. No, everyone knows about it. But we must remember that he is the second time MP with that. People choose him. He is a Lok
Yes.
Sabha member.
Yes.
So you cannot take away this from Bhagwant Mann, that he is a popular choice. He is a people's representative. You cannot take away from him. He might be bad, ugly, whatever it is. At least I will not name. There are few chief ministers down south, Karnataka chief minister and things like that. There is no nothing against Mann other than his drinking habits. So I agree. The second part of it is that anyone who is now joining Aam Aadmi Party is absolutely clear that Bhagwant Mann is going to lead. Now, whether you are comfortable with Mann, you are not comfortable with Mann, is a separate thing. You have seen a lot of new people have become chief ministers, and then end of the day, people have to accept him. All the states, all the parties. So I feel it is always good to have a decisive thing. And as a matter of fact, I am against this philosophy of announcing a chief minister candidate, because per se the very basic structure of democracy, it goes for a toss, because it is the legislature party which decides. It is not the anyone else will decide that he is my chief minister candidate. But having said that, Aam Aadmi Party, it is good for them that they have a Bhagwant Mann as and he was the best choice. He was the best choice they had.
I
Who
agree.
else?
He was a good parliamentarian too. He has spoken pretty well in the parliament. So I guess to that extent, yes, I completely agree to you. Except for alcoholism and all, which people say, I think otherwise he proved to be a fairly decent MP in the parliament for AAP. So that said, Singh Saab, final verdict: UP tilting towards SP and Punjab tilting towards AAP. Is that a final verdict? Final mane ye week ka final verdict.
Tilting,
This
yes,
week's week's final verdict. Next week it may change.
No, it is tilting. Whether that tilt has reached halfway mark is to be seen.
Correct.
But it is certainly what you said. UP tilting towards SP, Punjab tilting towards Aam Aadmi Party. Whether it has reached the halfway mark is yet to be seen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Singh Saab. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next Sunday.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you, Sujit.